Hi guys, it's great to see you again. I'm Miss Joli and I'll be your visual artist for this lesson. Today we're going to be talking about the presidents of the United States and the dollar bill as currency, money. We're also going to talk about the presidents on Mount Rushmore, and we're going to create a self-portrait of us as a president of the United States on a dollar bill. The materials we're going to need today are paper, pencil, and of course eraser, and a little box of crayons. Here is all the presidents we've had. We've had 44 presidents up to this year. So as of the year 2020, the United States has had 44 presidents. Now, this is a picture of Mount Rushmore. And Mount Rushmore has a picture of 4 presidents on it. And this is Mount Rushmore's National Memorial. It's memorializing those presidents. And I'll get into it for you in just a minute. See? It was carved out of the stone of the mountain. And it was actually done by Gutzon Borglum. He was the sculptor, the American sculptor, who was known for carving Mount Rushmore. And he actually did these 4 presidents on there. And he chose them each for a certain reason. Now, the Mount Rushmore is a mountain in the Black Hills of South Dakota, and it's noted because it has these giant faces of 4 presidents, and it was carved in 1927 to 1941 under the direction of Gutzon Borglum. And it took a crew of about 400 men, 14 years to blast and sculpt this. It's 60-foot high granite likeness of the 4 former presidents. So here is George Washington, and he was chosen because he represents the birth of the United States. Washington led the colonists in the American Revolutionary War to win the independence from Great Britain. He's also known as a father of our country, and he laid the foundation for American democracy. He was the most prominent figure on the mountain. All right, then we move to Thomas Jefferson. He represents growth to the United States. Jefferson was the author of the Declaration of Independence and also purchased the Louisiana Territory from France in 1803. Theodore Roosevelt provided leadership to America, so he represents the development of the United States. This was at a time when we experienced rapid growth in the 20th century. So he was instrumental in negotiating and constructing the Panama Canal that links the East to the West between North and South America. He worked to end large corporate monopolies and to ensure the rights of the common working man. And of course, Abraham Lincoln. He represented preservation to the United States. He held the nation together during the greatest trial of our nation, the Civil War. He believed that his most sacred duty was to preserve the Union, and his firm conviction about abolishing slavery was what he was all about when he was in office. We're going to go back to look at George Washington. Here's a couple of pictures of George Washington. We can see him on the our quarter, and also in our dollar bill. Look how his hair goes up on both sides. Oh, see? Look, here is George Washington. Again, a close-up of that picture, and that's him on the dollar bill. And here he is, all the way on the United States dollar bill. He was the American political leader. He was also a military general, a statesman, and of course the founding father. And he led the Patriots' victory in the nation's War of Independence. He was the father of our country. He established the U.S. Constitution and a federal government. Now we have Abraham Lincoln. Who has seen him on a $5 bill? Abraham Lincoln was an American statesman and lawyer who served as the 16th president. See, Washington was the first. He was our 16th president. And he led the nation from the Civil War, kind of like a moral constitution in a political crisis. He preserved the Union and abolished slavery, right? He also bolstered the federal government and modernized the U.S. economy. He was born into poverty. He lived in a log cabin when he was born. Look how fabulous that place was where he was born. That's actually a very nice shot of what it looks like today. And he was raised on the frontier, primarily in Indiana. It was a farm site, and it was in Spencer County. And then, of course, this one was the one that was in Springfield, Illinois. That's Lincoln's home. And here he is on the $5 bill. Lincoln is one of my favorite presidents. Here he is again. He believed in hard work and honesty. He grew up as a farmer. He helped his father on the farm. He chopped wood and planted crops and carried water. He had many jobs. He worked on boats, moving people and goods. He was a soldier. He ran a post office. He worked at a store. They called him Honest Abe. And one reason they called him Honest Abe, because one day he actually charged a customer too much money. He actually charged him 3 cents too much. He walked miles and miles to return the change. So they called him Honest Abe. In 1860, he became our 16th president. And he always believed that our words and actions were very important. He said to resolve to be honest in all events. That was his greatest achievement, was also to end slavery. And this is him when he was in the House of Representatives. That was before he became president. All right, so we're going to actually get our sheet of paper out. So get out your sheet of paper, and we're going to work on doing us a president. Or actually, we're going to do ourselves as a president. But before we do that, look how all our money, now these here are the older style. This is the newer style of the $5 bill. Okay, and these have a few different colors. So I said that you could go ahead and grab any kind of crayons you wanted. I'm going to use mine closer to the green and the yellow and the blue and the red, maybe a little white. But if you want to do any of the others, it's fine. I'm basically going to show you a couple. These are the two that I ended up working with. And just to show you again, here's the $1 bill, and I put me on it. And here's the $5 bill, and you can put yourself on it either way. So we have our sheet of paper. You have your sheet of paper. We're going to take our sheet of paper and we're going to go ahead and fold it the long way. It's called hot dog style. And you want to make sure your little edges match. Make sure your little edges match. And we're going to fold it. And what I like to do is I'll open up the inside and I'll write my name on the inside. I'll put Ms. Joli. and then fold it back. I'm going to actually draw this. You're going to be doing yours in pencil, but I'm going to actually draw it in marker. So that way you can see it. First thing you need to do is pick which one you want. Which one do you want to do? You could pick any of these. You're only going to be doing the front anyway, so it doesn't matter. Or if you want to start off like one of these and combine them, go ahead. I'm going to just go ahead and do a 5 because I like to work with Lincoln. And I'm going to go ahead and do a 5. And I'm going to do what's called a block letter. Or black number, since this is a number, and I'm going to go around a straight line and a curve, and then come around a straight line, a curve, and back with a straight line on the top. Notice how I did my little 5. See how my little 5, you can kind of see inside it. And I'm going to go ahead, we're doing this particular style. However, they do have some 5s that have the little leaf looking inside them. I didn't have a picture of it. This is the one I have, so this is the one I'm going to do with you. Go ahead and do your 5 on each one of the corners of our little bill. Now, I'm going to be working on one side. If you mess up, or if you want to have 2 of them, you can do it on the other side. And let's see, I'm going to try to do another one over here. That's my little 5. It kind of looks like an upside down too. And my other number 5, kind of like a block style is what the one I'm doing. See how these are in the greens, and then some of the newer models now have other colors inside them that make it harder to counterfeit. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I have my 5s there. If you want to put the little edge around them like I have for the number 1, you can. I'm going to show that again. But this one is more like this one. If we look really, 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 really close, it almost looks like a little teardrop. But I went ahead and did like little zigzags, so I'm going to show you how I did this one. I'm going to go ahead and go with the line coming down, just a plain straight line, and we'll do a parallel line to kind of represent that. And watch, I'm going to do, what line is this? It's zigzag line. See, I did my zigzag, and then I'm going to come up and I'm going to go right through it. Just doing another zigzag right in between it. There we go, that's on one side. And I'll try to get through the other side. So remember my zigzag. Then let's see, this is the middle of the bill. And I'm going to go ahead and start thinking about what shape does it look like that's going around. It does look like an oval. But I'm going to go ahead and do a curve and then connect my oval. So from here, I'm going to do a curve, and I hit my finger, and a curve, and I'm going to connect my oval. I'll connect my oval. There we go. On the top. And then on the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and put a little line that comes this way and curves around out this way so that it looks almost like yarn or string. And I'm going to put a line that goes underneath, and I'm going to want you to put your name there. That's where Lincoln has Lincoln and Washington has Washington. I'm going to go ahead and put name, but you put your name. Okay, I'm going to put name so that you know this is where your name goes. All right. And we're going to put a portrait. Y'all know what a portrait is? A portrait is a picture of someone. If I was doing them as presidents, I'd be doing a portrait. But since I'm going to be actually doing me, I'm doing myself, it's called a self-portrait. So I'm going to start off right in the middle of my picture. See, it kind of looks like right in the middle of the picture, we have what? In the middle of the picture, his what? His nose, right? Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give me a little part of the nose there. Then I'm going to go ahead and just do 2 lines coming out for the eyes. And I'm going to put a little oval in the middle. There we go. That's all I'm going to do, 2 little ovals. I'm going to just work from the middle going outward. And then we're going to have eyebrows, eyebrows. Then underneath my nose, I'm going to put a little V. Boom. See my little V? And then I'm going to put a little line underneath it. And then I'm going to bring my line out. See, that's going to be my little lips and a little bit of mouth underneath. Now, it depends. You could have part of a chin. I didn't have a chin on my other ones, but I'm going to put me slightly a little chin on there. And I'm going to need to put what shape for my head. Now, I'm not going to draw the whole shape because I'm going to be putting hair. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead. Here's my eyebrow and here's my nose. And if I pull it out to the side, somewhere in here, I would have an ear. I'm going to just put the bottom of my ear. There's the bottom of my ear because that'll show. My hair is going to be stopping it from showing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give me a curve underneath. Here's going to be my face. And I'm going to put some hair. See, my hair is going to just flap over. Sometimes my hair listens and behaves itself, but it usually, ooh, I look much older in this one. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put a neck. And might be wearing a kind of shirt that has my shoulders come up like that. It's pointed in the front. And let me just put that down to show. That works for me, I think. I'll just put me a little bit more hair back here. So this is a portrait of myself. So this is a self-portrait. Now, if somebody was doing it of me, then it would be a what? Just a portrait. See, these are all portraits of presidents. And these presidents, somebody did it of them. So those are portraits. Mine is a self-portrait. The next thing I'm going to do on the $5 bill, it says $5 on it. So I'm going to go ahead and put a straight line across. A straight line across. And I'm going to put the word dollar. And they use it all capital letters. Notice how they put everything in capital letters. Dollars. And this is $5, so I'm going to put 5. Yeah, you could do it in block if you'd like. I'm just going to go ahead and just write it because I want to have fun coloring it up. Now, if we're looking at the bills, we have the Federal Reserve seal that's here. See the Federal Reserve seal that's here. And you also have the Great Seal that's on there and the Treasury seal. And you have series numbers. See, series numbers. What I did on mine was for my series numbers, I'm going to go ahead and put a series number up here. I put my initials and then put a date. Like I'm going to go ahead and put yesterday's date for this. So here's a J for my initials, J and an N, and I'm going to put, it was November, that's 11, 10, 20, 20. Now, you know it's not the date, but that's what I put for the series numbers. If you notice, they do have a little date right here when this series was done. And that's when they change different, sometimes they change different looks, because they do have a 5 that looks almost, it has the little leaves on there, but this one doesn't have it. And this is I'm gonna have a word on top of here. And on this one, I'm gonna come across here. And I'm gonna put the United States. United is my word in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with that one, U, all in capital, N-I-T-E-D, United States. S-T-A-T-E-S. And then it said the in front. I always try to go with the middle word first to kind of space it out. And then the word of, all in capital, America. A-M-E-R-I-C-A. We're in America. Okay. Notice how, see, they have the word 1 right here and the word 5 right here. If I was doing the $1 one, I would put 1. See how I put the word 1? And on the 5, I put 5. I'm going to go ahead and write the word 5 right here. That's kind of behind in the seal. And I'm going to go ahead and pretend I have the seal going around the whole thing here. And this is an easy thing to do, is if you just think of putting curves all around it, it kind of gives it that scallop look. So here I'm going to put curve and a curve and a curve and a curve all around the outside of it. We're going to do that on the other side too, but we're going to do more than one. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just doing curve and curve and curve and curve. It's kind of hard from this position, but that works. All right, ooh, and I did not put my series number here. See how I put a series number here? I just made it up, and I put my initial to make it up. So you can put your initials, and I put yesterday's date. By the time you see this, it'll be later on in the week. It'll be next week. And then at the very top, have Federal Reserve Note. That means it's our legal tender. We use it for money. So I'm going to put Federal. See how they have it here? And note, all in capitals. All right. Now on this side, see, this one has the little scallop look around it, and it's around that Federal Reserve seal. And I'm going to go ahead and do one that kind of has one there. The 5 doesn't have it. It's more like they have the eagle. Let me show you how to do it. If you're going to do the eagle, you have a circle. And what I like to do is an M. See how I have an M? And then I bring it over this way, and I put the little eagle head in the middle because that's his wings. And then I come down. So it kind of looks like that, and then you go ahead and bring another line around it. You can do it that way. Or I'm going to combine this with this one. Oops, it went through. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and put me a little circle. And I'll do my little curves. My little curves. If you were doing that one, then you could put another line around it and continue and do it again. It's our money anyway. It's for us. It's our portrait. So who knows? If you wanted to put 500, you could put 500. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll have a bill after you. All right. And if you want to put a letter or initial or anything inside, you can. So then we'll take our crayons. We'll take our crayons and start coloring them up. I like to mix the colors a little bit. Of course, you have black if you need black. If you think you want black on anything. I see I might put a little black in my outfit. Might be a little dark. I'm going to put green right over it. Actually, I'm going to put blue and green in there. I'm going to mix all my colors in there. And then I'll put some yellows in there. I like to put my yellow a little bit throughout the whole thing because I'm going to come back over with my green and color everything green. Maybe I'll put a few strands of hair that'll have it in there. I can put some blue in there. When I come over with the green, it'll be like a blue-green. Come back with all my yellow. Because if you notice, it is a lighter. It's like a yellow-green. So that's why I'm doing it that way. If you want to darken this area up, you could either use a little black or blue. Blue would make a blue-green color, and the yellow would make yellow-green. And then all I need to do is go through the whole thing and color the whole thing up. You're going to color the whole thing up. And that's basically all we have. That's our dollar bills. So here's my $5 bill and my $1 bill. So you have $1 bill here. You have the one here. If you did the little block ones, you can. Did it all here has ovals and circles and our little design. I hope you enjoyed doing a dollar bill with your self-portrait on it. Take a moment to view your artwork. Look at your neighbor's artwork. Notice the similarities and the differences between you and your neighbor's art. Thanks for joining me today. We learned so many things. We talked about the presidents of the United States, dollar bills as currency for money. We talked about Mount Rushmore and the presidents on Mount Rushmore. And then we put ourselves as a president on a dollar bill, either one that you wanted. During your week, notice the different bills that you may see. You can think of yourself as a president and what you would do. Enjoy the rest of your day. I can't wait to see you again.